All right, hello from Indy. Just thought you guys might like to see something I acquired here the other day. You know me and these 440s. So anyway, here's another block. I know it's upside down. I'll read it to you. But it's, what is that? 510 of 73. I'm sorry, it's upside down, but you get it. So anyway, your first clue that this could be interesting. And this engine came out of a 1973 Dodge one-ton truck, pickup truck. But here's your damper. And so you know it's going to be a steel crank when you get in there. And it is what I thought it would be, and this is the reason I bought it, was... let me get a good one here so you can see it. 6-pack rods. So it's a stand. Interestingly, it's got 6-pack rods, steel crank, but it's internally balanced. There were no weight on the converter, no weights on the converter. So that's interesting. The pistons, I don't know if I can see a number, but I'm going to assume it's probably a late model smog motor type piston. But anyway, just looking at it, looking at the caps, not going to take anything apart, but the caps all look good. There's no discoloration or anything in here. It's a clean motor. If I can find a cylinder, still plenty of crosshatch, if you can see that down there. Anyway, it had a truck pan. I took that off and put a car pan on it, and just stripped all the accessories off of it. And this engine, this is just going to go in storage. I'm not going to do anything with this for now, but I will use it down the road. I am curious about the pistons. I'll look at them here shortly. I'll probably be able to tell, but I'm not going to go into it any more than this. It's a running motor. It's a good motor. I'm going to leave it as is, ready to go. I'm going to store it. Now, when you store these, and I did want to tell you guys about this, doing the proper storage, even if it's in a car that's not running, if it's going to be sitting a while, you've got to make this thing watertight or it's going to rust in the bores. So you want to pull each spark plug off, squirt oil in them, put the plugs back in, circulate it, make sure everything in here is oiled good, sealed up good. I've drained the oil. I'll put fresh oil in it. I'll prime it just like I would prime it, a new motor going in. I'll pull the distributor out, prime it, circulate good, clean oil in everything. The big one is, of course, you got to make sure your intake is airtight also. But the big one that ruins a lot of motors, and I've seen it a lot, and you guys have seen it too. A lot of the motors I've messed with over the last year have, you know, had a rusted bore or something. The reason is, if you're going to store a motor, you need to pull the push rods out. That lets those cylinders become airtight. The valves all close and everything's airtight. Even if it's an inside, this would be an inside motor, but it will still rust if it sits for years and years and years. So anyway, that's that little tip on that. But anyway, yeah, I just thought you guys might be interested in seeing it. I mean, they had to do something with all those old 6-pack rods they had left over. Here's a good picture, or a good view. Yep, 6-pack. It's a 6-pack bottom end. Got the double roller timing chain. See your slinger down in there. Windage tray. See, look how nice and clean that windage tray is. So anyway, this is a nice motor that I'm going to button up and save for me for a rainy day. All right, later.